believe I was nearly late to Goo Online. I can't believe I nearly missed it. But I'm here and I'm on time, and we've got some amazing things coming up right here in this episode of Goo Online. We've got a game, we've got some worship, we've got a message, we've got a craft. The list goes on and on. What else have we got? Prayer requests and praise reports. It is all happening right here, and it's kicking off right now with a game. So stand to your feet, let's get ready to win this game. I'll see you guys later.
Hey Goo kids, it's time for the game. I hope you're really excited. Today's game looks a little bit different, and here's how it's going to work. I'm going to say two parts of the body, and what you need to do is figure out which parts of the body come first in the alphabet, and then you need to point to that part of the body that comes first. So, for example, if I say the two parts of the body are your head and your toe, then your head starts with H, and that comes before toe in the alphabet, which starts with T. So you would point to your head, okay? Does that make sense? And you'll have 5 seconds to do this. So if you're playing with somebody at home, why don't you play with them and see who can do it fastest? Or if you're not and you're just playing with me, then make sure that see if you can point to that part of the body before I get to 0, okay? Are you ready? Awesome, let's go. So the first 2 parts of the body are your elbow and your wrist, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you get it? The answer was your elbow, because that starts with E and wrist starts with W, which means that the elbow comes first in the alphabet. Well done if you managed to get that within the 5 seconds, okay? The next one is your leg or your bottom. Cheeky. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you get it? It was your bottom, of course. Don't worry, I won't point to mine. And the last one, okay, is your eyes and your ears. That's a hard one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you get it right? The answer was ears, because that's E-A and eyes is E-Y, which means E-A comes first in the alphabet. Well done. I hope you managed to get all of those right. Let us know. Why don't you message us on Instagram or comment on the YouTube video and let us know if you managed to get all of those right.
There is freedom in your name. We will never be the same. We are alive. We are alive in you.
I hope you're all good. I'm just here to pray for you all, but also to give our thanks to God. Right now, we're all doing school at home. I'm doing school at home. Can you believe it? But it's a bit of a worrying time, and our parents might be a bit stressed and a bit worried about us, and you might be worried too about your school and missing all your friends. But we also want to say thank you to all our amazing teachers who are putting our work together, who are setting us goals and our lessons online. Also thanking the parents, all your parents, how amazing are they? And your carers. We just want to say thank you to them too. So if you want to bow your head, close your eyes, do whatever makes you feel comfortable, get your listening ears on and pray with me. God, I just thank you for every single kid, Lord. I thank you for who they are and who they're going to be. I just thank you for all the amazing teachers that are providing us work and lessons online. And I thank you for the parents who are there helping us along. I just pray right now, any worries that we have going on, any uncertainties, that you will bring us peace and calm, and we can have the best time ever during this time. Lord, we thank you one more time. Amen. Let's go see what's next.
Hey good kids, it's me, Jacob, back with part 3 of our Radical Generosity series. I hope you're ready for it. I've got the best story for you this week. Last week we talked about story of Zacchaeus, or Zacchaeus, however you want to call him. This week we're going to talk about a guy who doesn't have a name in the Bible, so we're going to give him one. We're going to give him the name Barry, okay? But the thing is, right, don't go around telling people, okay, that there's a Bible story about a guy called Barry, because there isn't one. We're giving him a fake name just to keep it so we know who Barry is. I'll explain more about Barry in a minute, but there is no Bible story on a guy named Barry. Barry in the Bible, there isn't one. Please, I'll look like an idiot because you'll just go around telling everyone that I told you the story of a Bible man named Barry. Don't. We made it up. Okay. So the guy who doesn't have a name, we're calling him Barry, okay? Now Barry was a paralyzed man, so that meant he couldn't walk, he couldn't really move, he was paralyzed, that's what it means. But Barry had some friends, okay? And his friends had heard the stories about Jesus, heard how great Jesus was. So they said to Barry, we just need to get you to Jesus. If we can get you to Jesus, he'll heal you, no problem. So this is where we pick up the story. So one day, Jesus was teaching some people in a house. He was teaching some different teachers, and they'd come from every town in a place called Galilee. What a cool name. You say that at home, Galilee. Makes me think of that song that I won't sing. Galilee. Anyway. Anyway, they'd come from every town in Galilee and from Judea and from Jerusalem. So think about how many people that would have been. Like, so many people gathered in this house to hear Jesus speak. That's how popular he was. Like, amazing, okay? So, these men tried to carry our friend Barry. Remember Barry? They tried to carry Barry on a mat to see Jesus. Must have been pretty heavy. I'd have probably given up. Sorry, Barry. I'm not very strong, that's why. Maybe you guys, maybe a few of you are stronger than me. You could have carried Barry. Carry Barry, hey? A little rhyme for you there. So anyway, they're trying to bring him to Jesus, okay? But they couldn't get anywhere near. The house was so full, literally people everywhere. They could not get through to Jesus. Barry's like upset now. He's thinking that it's not going to happen. You know, his friends are like, what can we do? They're looking around. There's literally people everywhere. It's crazy, okay? And his friends have an idea, and this is a crazy idea. Please don't try this at home, okay? What they did is they managed to carry Barry up onto the roof of the house. I have no idea how, but they lifted him up onto the roof of the house. They broke open a hole in the roof. If that was my house, I'd be pretty angry. They broke open a hole in the roof and they lowered Barry down on the mat to Jesus. People literally had to like move out of the way and get out of the house and make room for this mat so they didn't get squished by our friend Barry. Jesus saw Barry lying on the mat and he said to Barry, where is it? He said to Barry, "Friend, your sins are forgiven." And everyone's like, wow, amazing. And then he says to Barry, "Stand up, pick up your mat and go home. Now remember, Barry couldn't walk. Remember, his name's not Barry. We've been through that. Barry couldn't walk. He couldn't move his legs. He couldn't move his legs. If you can't move your legs, you can't walk, right? He literally not been able to walk. Jesus literally says, pick up your mat, stand up, go home. Barry, this is the amazing bit. Our friend Barry, he stood up. He rolled up his mat, tucked it under his arm, a little wave to everyone, and off he went. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, did you just see that? Did you just see Barry walking? Flipping Barry's walking, everybody. Like, everyone was like, wow, this is amazing. Wow. What a great story. Good old Barry. We love Barry so much. Now, before we get carried away, let me just remind you, please don't do this at home. I would get into lots of trouble with parents if I found out you've been trying to break open roofs and stuff like that to let people in. Don't do it. It's just this story, okay? This is not to be done at home. But what these friends did for Barry was absolutely incredible. Like, Barry couldn't have done this on his own. Without his friends, Barry would still have been paralysed. I've just lost my note. There it is. Barry couldn't walk. He couldn't have done it on his own. He needed his friends. Now, last week we talked about how we can be radically generous with our money. And this week we're going to talk about how we can be radically generous with our time. Okay, so this is such a tongue twister. Radically generous with our time. What we can do with our time to help other people, to be generous, to be radically generous. Okay, and this is what Barry's friends did. They were radically generous to him. They did something new and something different in order to change Barry's life. And I think they did two really important things. And I think there's two really important things we can do to be radically generous with our time. And the first one, super simple. And I think we sometimes forget to do this. The first one is listen. The first thing that Barry's friends did is they listened to Barry. They knew that he needed help. They knew that he couldn't walk. They knew that. But they also listened and they also heard of the amazing stories of Jesus, the amazing miracles he did, the amazing healings he did. They heard these stories, and as soon as they heard these two stories, they put two and two together, and they're like, boom, we've got a plan. Barry needs healing. Jesus is the healer. Bring them together. Boom. Barry will be healed. So what they did is they took Barry to Jesus. Jesus healed him. Amazing. But that all happened because they listened. And sometimes I think we forget to listen. I think we forget to listen to people. I think we can hear people, but not really listen to what they're saying. So it's like when I'm at home, right, and I'm playing FIFA on the PlayStation, and my wife Alice is trying to ask me what I want for tea or something like that, and I'll be like, yeah. Have you done this? Like, maybe you're playing with toys, or you're doing something, talk to a friend or whatever, and you like hear someone talk to you, but you're not really listening. Like, I can hear the conversation, but I'm not really listening to the conversation. So there's a difference between hearing and listening, okay? And that's what Barry's friends do really well. They didn't just hear, they listened. And I think something that we can do, not me, but something that we can do as Goo Kids and Goo Online is, obviously Rachel already said in the prayer before that we're currently doing school online. So something that you could do to be radically generous with your time, something you could do that would really help your teachers, would be to listen. I just want to say, and I was going to do this at the beginning of this, but I completely forgot, so I'm going to do it right now. Like, I just want to say how amazing you are right now. Like, absolutely incredible. This has been the craziest of years for everyone involved, especially you guys. Not being able to go to school, not being able to see your friends. It's been absolutely crazy. I just want to let you guys know how much I love you, how much I appreciate you being able to do school online, staying at home, being away from your friends, social distancing. You guys are truly, truly incredible. And I am so excited for when we get to be in church together, when we get to do Goo together, when we get to party together again. We're going to have the biggest party in every single campus that we have to celebrate how incredible you are, how incredible you've been in this season, and how incredible you are going to keep being. I love you guys so much. Back to the story. Okay, the second thing we can do to be generous with our time, The first is to listen, the second is to serve others or to help. Okay, so Barry's friends, great example of this. They didn't just listen to what they'd heard, but they then put it into plaction. I was going to say action, I was going to say plan. We got plaction, so we're going to stick with plaction. They heard and they put it into plaction. So this is what they did. We've already seen in the story what they did, and it's incredible. But they could have stopped when they got to the house. They saw how busy it was. They saw how busy Jesus was. They could have gone, not today, Barry, we'll try another day. Or not today, Barry, it's just not happening. No, they went above and beyond. They were radically generous towards Barry with their time, and they got him his healing by doing what they could to serve him. So I want to challenge you. If you see someone in your house doing some jobs, even if it's like horrible jobs, like the worst job in our house is probably washing my smelly socks. Like, honestly, Alice is nodding right now because I'm right. They stink. I can smell them now, and I put them on about 2 minutes ago. I'm joking. That was a joke. They've been on about 2 days. That was also a joke. Please don't go and tell everyone I've won. I put them on fresh this morning. It was a joke, okay? So how can you serve someone this week? You can help them with their jobs. You can help your teachers by doing the work that they set you to the best of your ability. And that might mean you have to ask questions if you don't know what to do. I want to tell you, it's okay to ask questions if you're stuck, if you're unsure, if you don't know what to do. Please just ask your teacher, ask parents, ask whoever's around you. It's okay to ask. That's what the teachers are for. That's what everyone's around you for. We want to help you guys to do the best that you can do, because I think if you do the best you can do with your schoolwork, that helps two people. That helps your teachers, because that makes it easy for them, and that helps you guys, because if you can do the best you can do, that'll get you so far. So let's remember, as I bring this to a close, let's be radically generous with our time by listening and serving. Okay? And I want to shout out someone, one of our Goo kids, who I believe is already doing this, and his name is Zion Benja. And this is why I'm shouting you out, Zion. Hope you're watching. Is because Zion recently, I think it was this week or last week, Zion has put out his own YouTube channel. You can go follow it. There'll be a link below, because I've forgotten that it's at Noise Gaming, I believe, but Noise spelled Noiz, which is Zion backwards. And Zion put out his first video, I think it was last week, and it's amazing. But here's why I think it's radically generous. Because Zion is putting out something on YouTube which is massive, something that you can enjoy watching, something that you can have a laugh. It is pretty funny. I'll tell you, he licks the camera at one point. I was tempted to come and lick the camera, but I won't, because gross, right? Gross if I do it, but because Zion does it, it's funny. So, Zion Benja, well done for putting that YouTube channel out there. I really enjoyed your video, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. You are awesome. Goo Online, I absolutely love you all loads. I cannot wait to see you soon. Have the best rest of the episode, best rest of the day, and the best week. See you soon.
Hey friends, and welcome back to Cal's Crafty Corner. Today, I know you're excited, we're making some weaved paper carpets. And this is because in the story today, the paralysed man was dropped through the window on what would have been a carpet. Probably not quite like this one, but pretty close. I can't wait to find out how to make it, so let's get on with the video. So, we're going to need 2 pieces of paper for this week's craft. However, I could only find 1. So I've also got a piece of yellow paper. So I've got some white paper, I've got some yellow paper. You can have 2 white paper, or you can have 2 yellow paper. Or if you've got rainbow paper at home, you could use that as well. I've also got a glue stick, and I've also got my trusty coloured markers and a pair of scissors. So don't forget to make sure you get a grown-up to help you so you don't snip your fingers. So first things first, we're going to take our 1 piece of paper and lay the other piece of paper on top and put it roughly in the middle, and take the pen and just make some lines down the side. Oh, that didn't go well. So so we know where to cut to when we're snipping away. So, next thing to do would be to turn everything over, turn this over, and start decorating. Doing any colours, any patterns, anything you want to do. Anything at all. Don't forget, we'll be cutting these, if you didn't know, we're going to be cutting these ones into strips. So you could do like multiple patterns, but I think I'm just going to do a whole pattern all over the top and it's going to be a bit crazy. But I think it's going to look great. Start cutting one of your pieces of paper into strips, and I think the best way to do that is to fold it so that you get even strips, because I just hate it when things are uneven and wonky. So yeah, I folded it up, and now I'm going to start with my scissors cutting strips upwards. Strips, but we've got nowhere to start weaving them, so we need to start making cuts in this one to start weaving. So as you can see, I folded my piece of paper, and then I took my scissors and I just cut up to the line. And then I'll just fold it back the other way so it doesn't have a fold line on it. So it's nice and flat. And then we're going to start weaving our pieces of paper through. So you want to make sure you go in over, then under, then over, and then under, and over, under, and over, and then pulling it all the way up. And then what we're going to do at the end is we'll turn over, fold them, and then we'll fasten them at the back. This time I'm going to start on this side, so I can start this way, and just keep repeating this all the way down your paper. But now, what we're going to do is we're going to flip it on over and we're going to start sticking them down. So all you do is just glue the ends and then fold and stick them down, and just keep doing that, repeating them on all of the ends till you're left with none sticking out. Bam! Let's tidy up. And just like that, our weaved carpets are finished already. I think mine looks fab, but I really want to see what yours looks like. So get your grown-up to take a picture and send it to us at icon.goo on Instagram or to our Facebook page, because I'd love to see what colours and patterns you've used on yours. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you very soon. Bye everybody. Thanks Crafty Cal for that amazing craft. I can't wait to see yours at home. And sadly, that's it for all we've got with Goo Online today. But don't worry, we'll be back next week right here for another episode. So make sure that you tune in and you don't miss out. Have a great week, Goo Kids, and we'll see you very soon. Bye guys!